This is the Washington Times front page for Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The U.S. and Iran presented differing narratives on whether UN inspectors could visit nuclear sites, underscoring a complex start to the 60-day negotiations to finally end hostilities. Tom Howell and Vaughn Conking report President Trump insisted Iran would agree to inspections of its nuclear sites by the International Atomic Energy Agency as part of peace talks, despite their protestations. That claim was denied by an Iranian foreign ministry spokesperson. Trump also said Iran's frozen funds would be placed in escrow so the country could buy American corn, wheat, and soybeans. Again, Iran denied the claim, saying it had no current demand for U.S. crops. The differences in perspective underscore the complex road ahead for the negotiations and implementing the already agreed upon Memorandum of Understanding. A federal appeals court has backed the Department of Homeland Security's expansion of expedited deportation that can be carried out by immigration officials within hours or days. Stephen Dinan reports the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit ruled 2-1 that President Trump was likely on firm legal footing when he expanded expedited removal to cover the entire country, not just U.S. land borders and ports of entry. The result is that illegal immigrants who can't prove they've been in the U.S. more than 2 years don't have an automatic right to a deportation hearing before an immigration judge. Judge Justin Walker, a Trump appointee who wrote the court's key opinion, said that although past administrations were more circumspect in their use of expedited removal, the law grants the deportation tool vast reach. Elective pregnancy terminations have climbed since the Supreme Court eliminated the federal right to abortion 4 years ago. Valerie Richardson reports the court's Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization ruling caused an increase in mail-order abortion pills that have made state restrictions largely unenforceable. Clinicians performed 1.13 million abortions in 2025, up 16% from 2020, a number that doesn't include the use of pills, according to the Guttmacher Institute. 20 states enacted tighter restrictions on abortion after Dobbs, in some cases banning all abortions except to save the life of the mother or prevent physical harm. Our special correspondent in Ukraine, Guillaume Patak, has an interview with Denis Kapustin, the leader of the Russian Volunteer Corps. The Corps is a unit that includes Russians that want to fight in Ukraine against Russian President Vladimir Putin's invading forces. Kapustin says the war is driven by imperial resentment rather than national interest and warns that Europe is already facing the opening stages of a wider Russian campaign. And finally, analyst Rowan Scarborough looks at how a recent Department of Justice indictment revealed the organizing tactics of groups looking to target federal officers as they arrest presumed illegal immigrants. A June 11th federal grand jury indictment charged 15 people with criminal conspiracy to impede ICE between January and June of this year. Among the 15, some are charged with stalking and physically assaulting officers. The indictment says Signal group chats are used to organize members, with protesters assigned various missions based on a database of ICE officers and vehicles. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.